All right, guys. So it's been about a week since this year started. So I want to react to this video of 2022 in 7 minutes. It's like the year in review. I already watched this video also, and I found this was very interesting. So this is another watch along. Um, yeah, let's see. 2022 in 7 minutes. Let's go.
The world will mark an important milestone as the global population surpasses 8 billion people.
Um, Real quick, the world population is now 8 million people, and previously on Human Hysteria, we thought we'll be overpopulated since like maybe the 2000s and later by the 2020, but that didn't happen. And the reason is, um, at our current or at our past population size at the time, um, the projection was that if we have like 8 billion people on the world, that with the way we are doing farming and getting our food, it won't be enough to feed everybody. But we don't account for the fact that the more people on the planet, the more innovations are going to happen. And we've made drastic changes to the way we grow food. And now we have less people in hunger now than we had back when those predictions were being made because of like fertilizers, like new inventions in how to make food um bigger, faster. I don't know if it's entirely healthy, but hey, we're still here, aren't we?
Weddings are back.
And experts are predicting weddings to reach a 40-year high.
We have been waiting to do this for 2.5
Weddings are back, baby. I'm really glad to see this part. Yes, weddings are back. Yes.
years.
After weeks of flirtation and fighting, the new couple has officially done the deed. Full-on crypto crash.
$32 billion just vanished.
My money don't jiggle jiggle.
BTS are going on hiatus. Taylor Swift fans waited hours online only to find the website crashing. I'm going to the concert!
I don't know much about Taylor Swift. I just know that my girlfriend, my girlfriend doesn't like her.
The final seconds before impact.
Have a fantastic day.
Oh, stunning. Yeah.
The blockbuster legal saga between Amber Heard and Johnny Depp.
Call me a nerd all you want, but I watched every bit of the legal proceedings. hours worth of streaming of court proceedings. Yeah, it was fun. It was epic.
My favorite thing about the movie is like it feels like a movie.
The Russian president says a military operation is now underway in eastern Ukraine.
Explosions and air raid sirens ringing out in cities across this country.
Soaring new numbers from the UN on Ukrainians fleeing the fighting.
We cry. We all have the feeling that we've no home.
Мы готовы к любому развитию событий.
Russia now the target of more than 2,700 new sanctions. The world bracing for food shortages.
Russia has suspended all gas supplies to Germany.
Possible explosions along the Nord Stream pipelines.
Gas prices soaring to the highest average ever recorded.
Amazon.
Microsoft.
Meta announced 11,000 employees laid off.
1,200 Twitter employees.
Gas prices going up, the war in Ukraine. I'm really rooting for Ukraine to win this war or at least not get destroyed. I have my reservations about the whole reaction to when the war broke out because I wish that reaction was carried out or was followed on like wars going on in other places. But nevertheless, I do hope at least one more territory doesn't get consumed by totalitarianism. That was a mouthful. And then like with people like climate change activists and whatnot, it's like you know, banning fossil fuel at the same time jobs disappearing. It's not a good combo for us. Um, Mother Nature is not in such dire circumstances that we need to starve to death to save her. She'll be fine. Let's get cheaper fossil fuel and food in our stomachs. Then we worry about how Mother Nature is doing these days.
Well, he's calling it quit.
Mother Nature has been through worse than humankind. She can handle herself.
I quit is what's going on.
Inflation is much too high.
Everything is double up.
Do you heat or do you eat?
These prices are...
Do you hit or do you eat? First of all, bars. Second of all, that's what I'm saying. Is like things are hard enough already. Like the rate of extinction. I think the last time I heard something about it was like 25 creatures get extinct per day. Humans are not killing all those creatures, and it's like that's how nature does. Things that don't survive die, or things that don't adapt to survive die. And against all odds, humans have survived this long. I just did the reaction to the video now. Humans OP. Yes, we are. Because despite our fragile states, we survived this long. And we survived. We are a part of nature, but we've survived in spite of nature. We use nature, and the resources nature has is what we use to survive. So let's not fight against our own survival on behalf of nature. Nature renews itself. It will always be there until it isn't. But it will always be there.
Totally outrageous.
I do not have time for this.
It's been the most incredible ride and journey I've ever been on.
We have finally achieved equal pay for our men's and our women's national teams.
It's about damn time.
It is the most controversial World Cup in the history of football.
The Gulf states been under intense scrutiny over the treatment of migrant workers.
The 2022 Winter Olympics are underway.
Jamaica will compete in the four-man bobsled.
China's snow princess is the queen of big air.
Russian figure skater testing positive for a banned substance.
I have tested positive.
I tried ice skating this weekend. For a first time, I think it went well, but generally, it was awful and painful to do and to watch.
For COVID-19, I will have to withdraw.
BA5 is fueling yet another wave of
COVID vaccines for children under 5 began today.
getting vaccinated. Airline passengers can now decide for themselves to wear a mask.
Summer travel this year comes with some baggage.
Kylie Jenner takes a 3-minute flight, and yet they're telling me recycle cans.
Soaring temperatures.
Bars.
40.2 degrees.
Okay, so the next series of videos is, nature going haywire. And some will say it is our fault that the climate is acting up, but this is not new. The climate has always been acting up, from ice age after ice age to global meltdowns and forest fires. It's been happening forever and it will continue to happen. Now, the next few clips, I want you guys to watch it and tell me if you think we are a threat to nature.
Pakistan, reeling from the devastating floods caused by monsoon rains.
We are on a highway to climate hell with our foot still on the accelerator.
Hurricane.
I mean, look at all these people threatening nature. Like, nature is no match for them, apparently, considering what we're saying.
Ian has changed Florida forever.
This one could not contain it because the water was too much.
We are seeing tragedy unraveling in front of our eyes.
I know I keep hammering home on this climate thing because it really grinds my gears. It's like floods, volcano eruptions, forest fires, earthquakes. This Like, the fact that human beings have survived this long in spite of all that is incredible. So it's been going on forever and it's still going on today. But I think we should be focused more on mitigating the consequences of those things to us by trying to make it easier for people to survive. And in turn, people will have to won't have to resort to more like dangerous forms of making ends meet. So if people could, if everybody could afford petrol, less people will be relying on coal, which will be better for the planet. If more people could avoid electricity, less people will be relying on petrol. If more people could afford solar, less people will be relying on electricity. So it's like, let people be able to afford it first. Don't just ban it outrightly and just like leave people hanging in the cold, dark world.
This crater hints at the size of the explosion in western Ghana.
The government of Burkina Faso averted a plot to take over the country.
Today, we have fought for our freedom from the greedy politicians.
154 people were killed in a crush in South Korea.
Another mass shooting.
At a 4th of July parade.
In a Walmart.
At a hospital complex.
At a gay nightclub.
An elementary school in Uvalde, Texas.
Day later, baby gets slaughtered.
A major Supreme Court ruling.
I already have a video up on my opinions on this. It's changed slightly as time has progressed, because on one hand, I can see why people might need guns to protect themselves at home and whatnot. But on the other hand, I don't see why we need like the big guns, to be so easily accessible. It's a conundrum.
Ruling that could make it easier to obtain a firearm license.
Anti-Semitic incidents, black transgender deaths are rising.
Critics call it the Don't Say Gay Bill.
We will not go back!
The nation's highest court ruling to overturn Roe v. Wade.
22-year-old Mahsa Amini was taken into custody by Iran's morality police. Amini's death has sparked outrage.
The Iranian squad.
Too much order is tyranny. Too much freedom is chaos. It's like, on one hand, legislating morality is going to lead to tyranny. Because when you tell people like, it's not like don't do this, but these are the things you have to do, and this is the way you have to say things. On one hand, we have unity, but on the other hand, we have tyranny because people can't think outside of what they are allowed to think, which is a problem, which eventually leads to chaos also. But too much freedom, meaning everybody can do whatever they want so long as they feel like doing it, that will also lead to chaos, because people are very widely in how we say things, and without an overarching structure of the things that are allowed and things that are not allowed, it's like there is extreme disunity, let's put it that way, which is also chaos. So I guess the pendulum always swings back and forth. And I think that's the way it should actually be. I can talk about this in another video, but I don't think we should be like extremely ordered or extremely free. Let's find somewhere in the sweet spot in the middle where we can all complain together.
Chose not to sing the country's national anthem.
Please be our voice and don't let the evil regime kill innocent people.
Palestinian journalist Shireen Abu Akleh has been shot dead.
Thousands gathered for her funeral procession.
Authorities in China are strengthening their efforts to stamp out unrest over stringent COVID measures.
Громадяни суспільства, тут всі ми тут.
My respect to that man. The way he handled the war for his country. Hats off to you, man.
I want you to know how sad I am to be giving up the best job in the world.
I am resigning as leader of the Conservative Party.
I am prepared to give everything I have.
Xi Jinping has become the most powerful leader in China in decades.
Jair Bolsonaro defeated by former President Lula da Silva.
Gabriel Boric will become Chile's youngest ever president.
Republicans were hoping for a red wave, which didn't really pan out.
Giorgia Meloni's Brothers of Italy party winning this weekend's election.
India's first tribal person elected to the highest office of the land.
Buckingham Palace has announced the death of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II.
This is the end of an era.
Ukrainian forces are now on the offensive.
They've taken more territory in the past week than Russia has since April.
Nobody's going to break us. We're strong. We're Ukrainians.
WNBA star Brittany Griner is headed home.
I'm about to sign the Inflation Reduction Act.
The largest U.S. commitment ever to fighting climate change.
Cuba holding a landmark referendum to legalize same-sex marriage.
Yes!
Every image is a new discovery, and each will give humanity a view of the universe that we've never seen before.
Thank you to the Academy for letting our coda make history tonight.
And don't you ever, ever give up on you.
It is a long journey to this moment.
In my family, it took just one generation to go from segregation to the Supreme Court of the United States.
History is not about statistics and memorizing dates and boring quotations. History is about people. It's about human beings.
So that's a quotation for you guys to remember. History is not about remembering quotations. It's about people. It's about human beings. And that is absolutely facts. So let's focus on people and human beings instead of the climate. Okay. Probably that will be the last time I mentioned the climate in this video. Hopefully, maybe. Pisses me off. As usual, link to the original video will be in the description. I think this was pretty interesting. And I'm glad this came up on my radar. 2022 in 7 minutes. Although this has been like a almost 20 minutes reaction. You're welcome. So yeah, you guys have a great rest of your day. And like and subscribe. Deuces.